Jada Pinkett Smith is saying that she is suing after an accuser came out on Tasha K's show that basically said that Will Smith was getting murdered in there. And he wasn't speaking literally, all that, though that could be debated. He said that Will Smith was allegedly getting bust down by Dwayne Martin, and he had a lot of other things and accusations to say. And this man just so happened to be the former assistant of Will Smith. She recently appeared on The Breakfast Club, and Breakfast Club released a clip yesterday, and they also releasing a full interview today. And this is some of the things that she had to say.
In the No Soccer Mom chapter, right, you shoot down every rumor there's ever been about y'all. That y'all are swingers, that y'all were both gay and playing each other's biz, that y'all were sleeping with whomever you choose.
Yeah.
How does it feel in 2023 to still have those same rumors out about people you love, like Will and Dwayne?
I know.
That just came out too recently.
Yeah, and let me just say this. It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a shakedown, a money shakedown.
I'm going to read that super chat shortly, Christian West.
Because it's one thing to have your opinion about somebody versus just making up salacious, malicious stories.
So she's basically saying that it's absolutely positively false, that the person is a former assistant that basically tried to do a shakedown. I will be going more into depth in this conversation probably tomorrow on Friday when I open up the panel for y'all to be able to come up and ask whatever questions that y'all want to ask. And she said that the guy basically tried to do a shakedown for Will. Will wasn't going for it. And so he went on Tasha K's platform and dropped a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't true, but in revenge to what goes on. Now, I believe, let me tell you what my thoughts is on this really, really quickly. I believe that there's a little bit of truth on one side and then a little bit of truth on the other side. But either way, I really think that the biggest deal and the biggest thing about this whole thing is that Jada is mad that she couldn't do it herself. I believe that Jada said, I'm the only person that can do Will dirty. I'm the only person that can expose Will's business. I'm the only person that can embarrass Will Smith. You're not about to one-up me. I could be wrong about that, but, that's just my opinion. But either way, she says that they're taking litigation and action against him, and I'm not sure if they're also going to take action against Tasha K, because Tasha K is already being sued by R. Kelly, and she already allegedly owes Cardi B millions of dollars. So if I'm Tasha K, I'm like, you know what? This might be a little bit juicy, but I'm a little scared. It's some people you just kind of stay away from. Politicians, that's cool as long as they're not too powerful. You know what I'm saying? Other YouTubers, you can react to the content, but just don't take no personal shots. But when you start talking about people like the Oprahs and the Smiths and all of them, you just going to have to keep it surface level and just speak on rumor and not necessarily allege something that's true without having absolute positive evidence of the fact that it is true. So we're going to see how that play out. I'm still confused because I'm not sure how or why that man decided to do that in the first place. I don't know how you move like that in a room full of snakes. You better keep your grass cut low. Keep the people around you very, very careful who you keep around you, because people will bite you and they will definitely throw your business out there, or even lie and then mix the lie with the truth and then make it true, because we don't know the difference and we don't actually have proof otherwise. But they're going to say what they want to say, and then they're going to have to face the litigation that come along with it. So they're entertaining us and they're giving us fodder for us to have a conversation about. Meanwhile, he throwing himself under the bus and he got emotional and decided to go out there and go against Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see how that plays out. Also, Biden met with Chinese representatives, including the president of China, yesterday in San Francisco. Here is some footage of him pulling up.
Two. Ready. We're in. Open the door. Ready. Doors. Ready. Pop. Ready. Close. Ready. Shut. Ready. Face. Forward.
President Biden, what's your message? What's your message to China today?
So Biden is meeting with China. They are here in the United States of America, safe and sound, and they are having conversations. And there are some key takeaways that's being alleged based off of some of the people that are privy to conversations that's being had inside of the United States of America on behalf of China. He has not been to the United States since 2017 when he visited then Trump in Florida. During the Biden administration, China and the United States have maintained intense economic competition with the added factor of geopolitical tension over issues of Taiwan's sovereignty, basically fighting over semiconductor chips, the war in Ukraine, as well as the origins of the coronavirus. All right. When earlier this year, Chinese spy balloons floated over the continental United States, some saw the makings of a frightening new conflict. Wednesday's summit sought to defray some of those tensions and said, my responsibility, this is what Biden said. He said, my responsibility is to make this rational and manageable so it doesn't result in conflict. Some of the things that they discussed, 3 key takeaways. China vowed to do more about fentanyl. So fentanyl, in my opinion, is a weapon that's being used against Americans in order to keep us drug-induced, and it's being promoted by black culture and white culture, but it's being flooded in the United States and is being tamped down with horse tranquilizer in order to step on it and make it extend. And so China agreed to possibly do a little bit more about the fentanyl that's coming from their country over here to the United States. They want military communication restored. Nancy Pelosi visited the contested island of Taiwan last year. China suspended military-to-military communication with the United States, which has been conducted as part of what is known as the Military Maritime Consultative Agreement. Those talks were meant to prevent escalation stemming from incidents like the recent close encounters between Chinese and the U.S. jet. So they want military communication between both nations restored. They went to talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and they want partnership on that. And so there's things that's being discussed, obviously, that's open to us. And I'm sure that there's things that's being discussed that's not open to us. All right. So that's what's happening on the Chinese front. And then last but not least, our government kicked the can down the road again. So they came to another, like I told y'all, temporary budget. Again, the United States came to another temporary budget agreement where they basically kicked the can down the road and they avoided another government shutdown. Congress approved the temporary funding through the holidays. So they'll revisit this in the beginning of the year, where basically they've given you another temporary budget in order for people to continue to get paid, but they've come to no conclusion and they've done their job. They actually did this all the way up into the final hour in order to keep the government funded. And so we're going to continue to have these conversations every 3 months, every year. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. And none of our legislators can actually do anything. But the ending of the threat of the government shutdown until after the holidays, Congress gave final approval on Wednesday night to a temporary government funding package that pushes a confrontation over the federal budget into the new year. All right. Senate met into the night to pass the bill with an 87-11 tally and sent it to the president for his signature one day after it passed the House on an overwhelming bipartisan vote. It provides a funding patch in the next year when the House and the Senate will be forced to confront and somehow overcome their considerable differences over what funding levels should be. In the meantime, the bill removes the threat of a government shutdown days before funding would have expired. And the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said this year there will be no government shutdown. The spending package keeps the government funding at current levels for roughly 2 more months. While a long-term package is negotiated, it splits the deadlines for passing full-year appropriation bills into 2 dates, January 19th for some federal agents and February 2nd for others, creating 2 deadlines where there will be a risk of partial government shutdown. He says everybody is really kind of ready to vote and fight another day. Republican Whip John Thune, the number 2 Republican, said on Wednesday, the two-step approach was not favored by many in the Senate, though all but 1 Democrat and 10 Republicans supported it because it ensured the government would not shut down for now. So, again, they're basically kicking the can down the road. Nobody actually wants to do their job. There is no bipartisan long-term deal in order to keep this federal government open. And we're going to continue to go through this every single year. They know that this is coming up. They want to have their vacations. They want to continue to get paid. They don't want to look bad to their constituents, but they don't want to actually work hard and come to a conclusion on what's best for the American people.